For the first of 4 games of the Big Ten tournament today, Michigan and Illinois. And guys, this Michigan story is unlike any that we've seen. And look, it is so wonderful to see them behind us warming up when you think about what this group has been through in the last 24 hours, Sean.
Yeah, pretty harrowing stuff. And, you know, young people are pretty resilient, Dave. You know, 18 to 22-year-old kids, they may not necessarily have the perspective of someone that's a little bit farther along in life that might have, what could have happened. You know, they're not thinking that way. I expect Michigan, Stephen, to come out and play really well. I really think that this is a team, forget about what they've done leading up to this ball game. This is a group of guys, 18 to 22, that we cover all the time. They're about 3 or 4 years removed anyway from getting off a bus with some orange slices and fruit and juice boxes and playing. So I expect them to come out and really play well. I think they're going to come out loose and focused.
I think you're right, Sean. And the thing of players, that's solace. That's a place of comfort. That's a place that they've been doing this since they were 5 or 6 years old. And so when all the world around them is swirling crazy, that's a place of silence, of peace, and I think that they'll respond in kind today.
Well, it's going to be fascinating to see. And again, if you're just becoming aware of this story, here is what happened yesterday outside of Ann Arbor on what was to be the charter flight here to Washington, D.C. The plane that was to carry them here ran off the runway while attempting to take off in very high winds. None of the 116 people on board were injured seriously. There were definitely some bumps and bruises. In addition to the team and staff, the plane was carrying band members and cheerleaders. They ended up spending the night in Michigan, departed early this morning, landing here just a couple hours ago. They've only been in the building for about an hour. They had traffic coming in from Dulles Airport. For more on this now, we go to Mike Hall, who is with the athletic director at Michigan, Warde Manuel.
Okay, guys, thanks. Ward, let's start things off. What discussions have you had with either the Big Ten and or your head coach?
Well, I've talked to them both as yesterday unfolded. Talked to John after the incident, talked to Mark Rudner and members of the Big Ten conference. All along the way, it was great communication, great support. We all cared about the health and safety of our kids and everybody on board. And then we would make adjustments as necessary. And so we've done that this morning in consultation with John in the Big Ten. And I talked to Josh, and Mark and I got together and put the tip time today. And so I appreciate all the support that the Big Ten has offered.
So can you clarify when the game will start?
The game will start today at 12:20 tip.
Okay. Is that enough time for you and your team?
Yeah, John felt that was enough time and for the team to get here to prepare as normal as possible for this contest, which getting in this morning, hour and a half, bus ride from Dulles because of traffic, 12:20 gives them about an hour and a half, which is what we normally do when we arrive to the arena. And so John wanted to keep it normal.
What went into the discussions on getting back on a plane this morning? Were there talks about trying to get in last night? Were there talks about driving, et cetera?
I don't think anybody wanted to get on the plane last night. We were able to secure Delta really stepped up. I give them a lot of credit. They've been a partner of ours for a long time. They really stepped up and provided a plane this morning. But we really didn't talk about getting on a plane last night. We focused on getting them here this morning.
Were there any players that were rattled to the point that they didn't want to get on a plane again?
No, we asked them all that question, and we would have supported any of them who didn't want to come because they were rattled. We had our mental health staff there last night that met the team, talked to, made sure we reached out to the cheerleaders and the band, talked to all the staff, and we did have a staff person who decided not to come on the trip, and we supported that decision for him.
There's a lot of logistical things that you've had to deal with the last 24 hours. For example, what will the team be wearing on the court today?
We'll see. The uniforms were stuck on the bottom of the plane. We weren't able to get them off, the least of my worries. And so they will be wearing their uniform today. When I went back there when they arrived, they had not yet changed into their uniform, so I can't tell you what it is. But it'll be a nice uniform. And listen, anything those young men are playing in today, I'm going to love because it's really a situation where we wanted them to be healthy and safe. And they will represent Michigan. They're ready to go. You know, as 18 to 22-year-olds are, they're very resilient. I asked them all individually how they're doing, and all of them are like, great, yeah, we're ready to go, you know. And I'm sitting here expecting, you know, their heads to be down or them to be, you know, wide-eyed, and they're ready to go. And so it's good to see. But it was an unbelievable 24 hours.
Right. Well,
not even 24 hours yet.
Right. That was my question, was emotionally, where are your players right now? It sounds like you're saying they're pretty stable.
Yeah, according to our staff, our mental health staff, who talked to them as a team, according to John, who obviously has spent a lot of time with them, he feels that everybody is recovered and in a good position, good spot mentally and ready to go.
And then I guess the last challenge is for John to somehow get them to focus on just playing basketball.
Yeah, and you know what? I was talking to my wife this morning. This may be the first time as athletic director where I always want to win, but the outcome of this game really doesn't. It's irrelevant to seeing them on the court today, and to be able to run and play a game and be with their teammates and represent Michigan. We've won already based on what the possibilities could have been.
Ward, thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you.
All right, guys, back over to you.